Lehigh Valley Health Network, Hazleton, your orthopedics and sports medicine partner, brings you Sports Talk here on WILN, your weekly source for Hazleton area high school football. I'm your host, Marty Burns. I'll be joined this week by Hazleton area head coach Dennis Bookman. We'll have a special guest from the Cougar football team, but up next we'll get a look at the highlights from last Friday's game against Wyoming area. That's Sports Talk right here on WILN.
Sports Talk is presented in cooperation with Lehigh Valley Health Network, Hazleton.
When emergency strikes, trust your care to the all-new ER at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. With a facility that's now twice the size. Experienced nurses who see you right away. A quick assessment process makes sure you get the care you need. Advanced technology on site. Safe, private treatment rooms, and a peace of mind that only this level of care can bring. When it matters most, trust your partner in emergency care. Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander, Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Hazleton. Let's make this the summer event. Put you and your family in one of these great-looking Grand Cherokee Limited L's.
We have over 8 in stock.
Or if you want something more rugged, how about a 2021 Ram Rebel? How about the 2021 Jeep Renegade? Save over $5,000. We have over 25 to choose from. Whether you're looking new or used, stop down and check out the huge selection of Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton, Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, and you'll find out why we take the deals those other guys won't.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice,
everyday low prices,
plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WILN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WILNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WILN, we're your local network.
I'd like to mention that the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton, your orthopedics and sports medicine partner, is proud to be the sponsor of Sports Talk, your weekly source for Hazleton area high school football. I'm your host, Marty Burns, joined as always by head coach of the Hazleton area football Cougars, Dennis Bookman. And coach, not the home opener that you would have liked win-loss wise. I thought, without being there to see it, from reading the great accounts that Steve Stallone writes in the Hazleton Standard-Speaker, one of the big things was the long scoring drives that Wyoming area went on. Not only were they keeping your defense on the field and pounding the ball, but I also thought the other advantage that they had was they kept your offense off the field.
Absolutely. We feel that we had some plays early in the football game that could have potentially settled us down a little bit and kept our offense on the field, which, you know, in turn, like you're saying with Wyoming area, I believe they were very comfortable with their offense on the field, keeping us off the field offensively, you know, allowing themselves to be able to not only chew up yardage, but be able to chew up the clock as well. They put the game in their offensive line's hands as the game wore on, and that's exactly where they wanted to live and be comfortable. But, you know, our kids battled, and, you know, we had opportunities early on, and, you know, even when those opportunities, you know, maybe went awry, so to speak, we still continue to battle, and we were undersized, but our guys up front, we showed in flashes, you know, and we knew that there were going to be some building steps to this, and this is one, and Friday night's a classic example of, you know, we got to build on the positives, clean up those other areas that need to be cleaned up, and get ready for our next opponent.
And to build on some of the positives, never once would I think that a Dennis Bookman team would give up, and your team didn't Friday night. I would think a late scoring drive could help propel you into week number 2. And with that offense we talked about last week, whether it's right or wrong, people always look to the quarterback position. From all indications, Tyler Wolfe had a good night.
He had a fantastic night. As the game wore on, you could see that he was more and more comfortable, not only in our offense, but in the pocket. As a leader, he stepped up in the pocket and delivered some big-time throws for us, made some plays with his legs. He was 11 of 20. We feel he very well could have been 16 or 17 of 20 on the night. So you saw him get more and more comfortable as the game wore on. That drive certainly is something that, you know, we're using to be able to build off of, and, you know, as one of those positive points. And there are many other points in the game that we felt were positives, and, you know, uncharacteristic mistakes that maybe with, you know, some younger guys playing in their first action on a Friday night, some mistakes that we made that we know we're going to clean up and not make those mistakes again, like turn the ball over in the tight red zone area. And, you know, at that point, we score there and it's 14-7 with 5 minutes and 49 seconds left. And, you know, we're very comfortable at that stage of the game. But certainly a lot to build on. I couldn't be more proud of Tyler Wolfe and everyone who was on the field Friday night and everyone who was and is affiliated with our program.
So let's get to those highlights, and we're going to start offensively. Now wearing number 4, Matthew Casadas.
Absolutely. We have what we call here our yo-yo motion. We're running speed option off this. Great job by Tyler Wolfe and Matt Casadas. Look at Connor Shimani down at the bottom of the screen on the stock block too.
And here we go to special teams with Luke Russo.
He's our X factor here. We're pinned in the shadow of our own goalpost. We have Luke Russo, who completely changed his field position. Wyoming area now is starting this possession at the 28.
And then we go to the defensive side. Matthew Bookman and Ramon Abreu team up.
Great job here. There were times on Friday night that we lived on their side of the line of scrimmage, which proves we can do this. We just now have to be more consistent in doing this, which we know we will.
And here a nice defensive play, a combination of athleticism and some long arms for Trayvon Corchado.
Trayvon, you know, we talked about this in film. You know, he got his eyes in the backfield. He had a PBU with the wrong arm, but you talk about just raw athleticism there. What a great play by Trey.
We talked about other guys making plays. Mitchell Maston here.
Mitchell Maston on a circle route here. Tyler Wolfe puts it in a perfect spot.
And here we go to some team defense.
You love to see this. A lot of scarlet jerseys around the football here, living on their side of the line of scrimmage.
And here we go to some more defense here from the Cougars.
We have Mitchell Maston setting the edge on a toss, and we have our defensive line and linebackers being able to make the play.
And here a nice play, Wolfe to Matthews.
Tyler Wolfe did a great job there using his legs to be able to deviate from the pocket and found Ryan Matthews for a big gain.
And here Tyler Wolfe shows a running ability.
Tyler Wolfe, we talked about times when he's starting to learn when he needs to step up in the pocket and use his legs, and when he needs to step up in the pocket and get his eyes downfield.
And here he slings one out to Bookman.
Matthew Bookman on a swing pass here. Great play, great throw by Tyler. Way to finish the run and sets us up in a perfect spot for field position.
And here we caught the end of the play, but Connor Shimani, who had another nice night Friday night.
Great job on a slant route to be able to take it down to the 2-yard line.
And here Corchado, one-on-one down the sideline.
Great job here, able to man turn, squeeze the hip, locate the football, everything that you want a player to do in the defensive backfield.
And here Matthew Bookman with a nice kickoff return.
This is a great job by our kickoff return team here, being able to get some blocks. We're finishing runs. We're able to continue to get our legs moving. We're starting this drive at the 40-yard line.
And here a nice 9-yard catch by Connor Shimani.
Shimani just he had a great night. It was a great job on, you know, what we call our Sooner route here, being able to pace. Great delivery by Tyler Wolfe with the football.
And here Mitchell Maston with a fumble recovery.
Mitchell Maston, he continued to get better and better as this game wore on, and he's someone, when we talk about those positive points, we're looking to build off of that.
And here Matthew Bookman out of the backfield catching the football.
Here we go here. A great play here by Tyler Wolfe, Connor Shimani being able to get us in a position where we could have field position to get a first down.
And here Matthew Casadas in the pass game.
Excellent job here on our hitch stick circle concept. Tyler Wolfe with another great throw.
And here on a 4th down, you got a nice run for a first down by Matthews.
What can we say? We look at the drive here by our offensive line, and what a finish by Ryan Matthews.
And this just Shamani going up and getting the football.
These are things that we have come accustomed to see number 6 do and consistently do. And he was a player on Friday night.
And here's your touchdown Friday night with Matthew Bookman.
Excellent job. We look here, we see guys being able to do a great job on outside zone, finishing the run, being able to get in the end zone here, and this is something we surely can build off of.
And we continue with the special teams. Luke Rousseau here with the extra point.
Excellent job by Luke. As we see here, this was important for Luke to obviously be able to have some familiarity and start getting comfortable being able to get our special teams working.
And here we go back to the special teams coverage.
Alex Pingrazzi, you talk about a player who just gives everything to our program. That's a classic example there of wanting to get down and make a tackle on our kick cover.
And we end it with some team defense.
Excellent job here. We have a mix of some varsity and junior varsity players in at this point, and you see there were guys that were eager to get on the field on Friday night.
Now, Coach DeMelfi so often has said, I've gotten used to it for all the years I've worked with him, he always says the biggest improvement for football, and he doesn't care what level you're talking, is from week 1 to week 2. What are you seeing as you're getting ready for week 2?
Absolutely. And, it's funny you say that because that was our conversation today. As we were in our meeting rooms and, we were getting ready to watch film is exactly that. The Hazleton area Cougars have to be worried about the Hazleton area Cougars. We have some guys who are starting to settle into positions and roles, and we still have to be able to allow them to grow into their positions and their roles and be coached up, and certainly the mark of a great football team is to be able to progress and allow those maybe weaknesses or negative points, we turn those into strengths then throughout the week of practice. And practice is so important for us. And certainly that is, that's our goal here, to be able to get better from week 1 to week 2 and throughout this football season.
And you talk about settling into roles. We've talked a lot about this young man. Tyler Wolfe, quarterback of the Hazleton area Cougars, is our guest this week, and he's next.
Sports Talk is presented in cooperation with Lehigh Valley Health Network, Hazleton.
Tri-County has been keeping your office up to speed since 1969. Everything your office needs: office supplies, personal and custom business forms, business cards, office furniture, new and used office equipment, copy, print, and scan solutions with wide format capabilities. Leasing is also available, free off-street parking, and free local delivery. Tri-County Business Machines, 117 East Broad Street in Hazleton, 570-459-0754. Family owned and operated since 1969.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years. S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialist, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Sacco Chiropractic, East Broad Street in Hazleton, has the healthcare you've been waiting for. Whether it's a chronic issue or something new, Sacco Chiropractic has the most up-to-date techniques and therapies to help with any ailment. From his days of playing football with the Cougars and then in college, Dr. Scott Sacco has an elite understanding of sports injuries and how to correct them. Whether you are an athlete, a weekend warrior, or a grandmother, we can help with multiple issues. Call today to see why relief is super, man. 570-497-4150.
2020, it was certainly challenging, but now there's light at the end of the tunnel, and that light is certainly bright.
Enjoy our world-renowned water parks, classic resorts,
breathtaking views, fabulous food. 2021 has arrived. We are back better than ever. Let's enjoy it. Find your enjoyment waiting at PoconoMountains.com.
BLB Auto Sales, a division of Barbush Automotive. BLB has deals that can't be beat. They carry trucks, vans, SUVs, sedans, and sports cars, and all at the lowest prices. Barbush Automotive can handle all vehicle repairs since they do it all. Check out their specials: oil change and filter, just $19.95. Alignment, $49.95. Professional and good people. Call 570-454-7571.
Welcome back to Sports Talk, your weekly source for Hazleton area high school football, and brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton, your orthopedics and sports medicine partner. I'm your host, Marty Burns. We've got, for the first time in a couple of years, two guests on set. In the middle, we've got head coach Dennis Bookman of the Hazleton area football Cougars, and to my very far right, we've got quarterback Tyler Wolfe. And Tyler, thanks a lot for joining us this week.
Thank you for having me.
Now, before we start grilling Tyler, Coach, we've talked about Tyler last week. We talked a little bit about him in the beginning of the show, but what does Tyler Wolfe bring to this football program?
First and foremost, we talked about his leadership and how special Tyler is as a player, but also as a person. He was selected by his teammates as one of the captains of this football team this year, and that's a responsibility he doesn't take lightly. It speaks volumes about Tyler Wolfe that he is an underclassman be voted as a captain. The next thing that really separates Tyler from a lot of players is his eagerness to get better and to be able to learn. It's not easy to be a quarterback in our system here, and we ask our quarterbacks to do a lot, not only in preparation, but on a Friday night in terms of being able to read the surface in the box and then be able to understand, middle lane boundary, if the field's open or closed, be able to check the bad guys, so to speak, as we call them, with our overhangs or apex defenders. So there's a lot of things on Friday night that Tyler has to do in terms of getting in and out of checks of protections and certain looks, and he does all of those things really, really well, as we saw in his first contest against Wyoming area.
Now, Tyler, in looking at the highlights Friday night, you looked very confident in the pocket. You were up on your toes. You didn't have the quote-unquote happy feet. How was Friday night for you as far as comfort level?
It was very comfortable. Preparation throughout the week with our JV guys and everything make everything very simple for us.
And preparation during the week and preparation in the off season, one of the things I always like to ask quarterbacks that get in there for the first time, you always hear so much about the speed of the game. And sometimes some guys say, whoa, this was like faster than I thought I was going to expect. How was the speed of the game as you went along Friday night?
I didn't really see anything much of speed. It was just more of just staying comfortable in the pocket and stuff. Nothing really too much.
Now, we talk so much about quarterbacks having trust in their receivers. We saw the one highlight where you threw it up to Connor Shamani. He was sort of double covered. The one defender was a little bit behind him. But the confidence to throw it up there that that Connor's going to go up and get it. And the rest of your receiving core, just talk about the faith you have in this group that you're throwing to.
They're my guys. I could do anything for them, and they'll do anything for me. Just throw it up there, I know they'll get them.
And one of your key assets, I think, is Matthew Bookman, where Matthew sometimes has to stay in and block for you if there's an extra defender coming. But how much do you like having the capability of, if you need to, there he is floating out of the backfield, you can just drop it off to him?
I love it. He's a special player, and I love competing with him.
And talk about how you have to be in coordination with your line. Like Coach said, you have so many reads that you have. So much is pre-snap reads where, are we going to get a blitzer from here? Are they just going to play coverage? Just talk about how you have to almost be in coordination with, especially your center, as far as the line protection and that type of thing.
It's a lot of communication right there. I think it's pretty simple for me and the line, just being in touch and contact with each other.
And then, nobody notices something fall apart until it does fall apart. So, to make sure that you're in the right motion, like if it's a running play, to make sure you're stepping the right way, if you're going left, if you're going right, that type of thing. And just talk about how you've got to keep everything together when it's the play, what you're reading pre-snap, coordination with your line, that type of thing. Tell me how you get that all to gel together.
Just got to stay focused and level-headed. Make sure if you make a mistake, move on, and just keep playing.
And we talked about it the last segment with Coach. The biggest improvement a lot of coaches say is from week 1 to week 2. Is it now that, the excitement of the home opener is over, the excitement of the season opener is over, now you're just fitting into, all right, we're getting into football business where, game prep, you've got your week, there was so much time leading into week 1 with Wyoming area. Now you've got a week to get ready for Harrisburg. Is it more just getting into a routine now on a week-by-week basis?
Yeah, definitely. And coaches will help me out with everything, and same with the players.
And we talk so much about how you guys have to excel in the classroom to be able to get on the field. But there's also study that has to be done on your team, film study of the other team, especially when you got to examine the defenses that, if there's a certain player that maybe keys something that they're going to do defensively, when you're out there and you see it, if you're not in the right play, that maybe you have to make a change. Or, hey, if the play clock's going down, especially first half, if you don't have something you like, you take that time out.
Right, totally. Film's a big thing. We got to always watch film, keep in contact with each other, know what our responsibilities are.
And just real quick, how important is practice going to be this week? You've got a few days leading into Harrisburg to get back out on the home field and get the fortunes turned around for this Cougar team from week 1 to week 2.
It's going to be a big week. Got to stay locked in, focus, and make sure we do our jobs.
Well, Tyler, outstanding job. Keep up the good work. We'll be seeing you down the line, and thanks for joining us this week.
All right, thank you for having me.
Okay, we're going to finish up with Coach Bookman and talk about Harrisburg as Sports Talk continues right after this.
Sports Talk is presented in cooperation with Lehigh Valley Health Network, Hazleton.
Having a trusted local healthcare partner who knows you and keeps you well is vital. Lehigh Valley Health Network's Vital Choice program is a free wellness program for Greater Hazleton area residents ages 60 plus who like having choices in healthcare. Vital Choice gives you access to your choice of doctors, your choice of healthcare services, and free and discounted fitness, wellness, and social benefits without limiting you to one insurance provider. Learn more at lvhn.org/vitalchoice or call 501-7444.
Imagine how inconvenient your life would be without power. No lights, no refrigeration, no heating or cooling, no electronics. But with a Generac home standby generator, you will have power when you need it most. Generac generators automatically provide backup power after sensing a power outage, so your life goes on uninterrupted.
The Wire Guys, 1338 North Church Street, Hazel Township, 570-459-3345, and visit us at homewireguys.com.
Stop in at Two Italian Guys Pizzeria for the best pizza in town, serving a large variety of pizza, stromboli, and so much more. Open till 3 a.m. Take out or eat in, delivery available. Call 570-459-2783.
Membership opportunities are now available at the Valley Country Club, 79 Country Club Lane in Sugarloaf. Clubhouse upgrades are in progress and will be ready for the spring. Call Frank Radis for details at 570-233-5328.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information.
The Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton, your orthopedics and sports medicine partner, brings you Sports Talk, your weekly source for Hazleton area high school football. We've got about 4 minutes remaining. And Coach, we sort of touched on a little bit with Tyler in the last segment. How important is it now that you've had the off season, and then you've had so much time to prepare for Wyoming area. Now you get into a routine week after week, getting prepared for a different opponent, and almost get on a tight schedule.
Certainly. I mean, so many things will, cause our routine to change a little bit, but also allow us to settle in with school going to start as well, which is another factor there that we talk about. And, ultimately, as we tell our players, we're building a program here. We're not building a team or a season or a game. The next game is important for us because it is the next game. So now after week one and allowing those, home opening jitters kind of to be able to get out of there, and we had a state-ranked opponent come in. We now have another state-ranked opponent coming into Harmon Geist, but it's going to allow us certainly to be able to settle in now, get into the groove of the season, continue to build on the positives, clean up our mistakes, and really get into the flow of the football season.
And you mentioned it, one state power to another, much bigger school size-wise when we talk about Harrisburg. What are the challenges that they present when they come into Hazleton on Friday night?
Harrisburg is, a perennial state power, so to speak, for the last 5 to 7 years now. They're a team that has speed, not only on the edges, but in the backfield, and collective team speed on defense. They have size. I think what surprised some people, is to see the true size and the physicality that they have up front to match the speed that they have on the edges. They're a good football team. They have a quarterback that you could see in that game against Pine Richland on Saturday. He just started to get more and more comfortable as the game wore on. He feels that he can rely on the players that he has around him, much like we talk about with Tyler, and that's certainly a benefit and allows your quarterbacks to be more comfortable. They're a team that relies on their defense. They were down 14-0 against a team that was the defending state champion in 5A. They immediately caused a turnover in the red zone. Then they compounded that with another turnover in the red zone and allowed themselves to have that only be a 14-6 game at half, which, caused them and allowed them to be able to turn the fortunes of that game in the second half. So, that's a team that's not going to quit or give up if they are down in a game. So certainly a ton of challenges present themselves with any opponent, and Harrisburg is another one. But as we've talked about so often, and, so often this week on the show, let's allow ourselves to get better. Let's worry about, the Hazleton area Cougars. Let's continue to improve and build upon week one. And we know what we're building here as a program, and we're very confident in what we're doing and where this team is going to head in the next upcoming weeks.
Okay, Coach, we're winding down in the show, so want to wish you the best of luck heading back home again, week number 2 against Harrisburg. And let's get this record even at 1-1.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us this week.
So, for Coach Bookman, for Tyler Wolfe, I'm Marty Burns saying so long. Join us next week as we go over the Harrisburg game, have another special guest from the Cougar football program, and we'll look ahead to their first road contest in the rivalry game against Berwick. That's all next week on Sports Talk, brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network, your orthopedics and sports medicine partner in Hazleton.